Hello everyone, this is Anne from Odulcina Scrap. So, we are kind of ready to create something similar to this snippet roll. Alright, so I'm not doing a snippet roll because I don't have a wood bobbin, but ultimately we're gonna do a real snippet roll at some point. So let's start with a 12 inches snippet. Yeah, I found this roll at a thrift store, so I'm not sure what it is. It seems like it is not felt. It is not. I don't know what it is, but I thought it is the perfect width to create like a belly band or a long snippet, or eventually a snippet roll, you see. So for my base I'm going to use that, but honestly you can use any kind of fabric there that you have a scrap piece that you measure. This is about, let me measure. This is a little bit more than an inch and a half per 12 inches. So then the other thing I've done is I printed my small labels from my antique labels number 2. And because they are small, and I think I'm going to be able to use them on my snippet a little bit like Jan did in this one, this like that. You can see she put a couple there, and then she created flowers, French knots, little roses. So actually when we look at this project, we've learned how to do this rose, we've learned how to do the French knots, and we've learned how to do some leaves. She didn't, this rose, it's the same, and some leaves. It's not exactly this one, but anyway, I think it's about time that we start doing a little belly band or cluster, just so we can keep going on practicing our embroidery stitches or knots and have fun, not just creating clusters or the needle book. So first I'm gonna tear my labels, and I'm gonna decide which labels I'm gonna use for this project. So again, as you can see, this was one page and this is another page. So if you tear in the middle, you're just tearing fine, and then you have to follow the rows. So I can do one snip here, and this will do the edge of all those. Same for here. I'll start here because this one is a little bit more, I want to make sure. And then I can go in the middle if I want, or so this one might be a little bit too big, but this would be great. This could be great. I think I'm gonna reduce it a little bit. When I don't have that much of space to tear, I just cut it with my scissors, and then I get it, I get the fabric like that, just to make it look like if I tiered it. Okay, so let's say this one, and I'm gonna need more. I love that one, so let me do those here. And now if we look at my base here, my laces and everything will be bigger. So at the end, this is 1.5 inches, but that should be like about 2 inches or close to 2 inches. All right. So this one, so it might look big right now, but they're gonna have lace under them that will be a little bit larger than this thing that I don't know the name. All right, what else I want? Maybe I'll just cut a little bit more and I can change my mind in the process. I'll just decide on the go which one I want to use. So I have a couple of choices here. Here we go. Isn't it cute? All right. So first we need to do kind of a line of different pieces of fabric. So I have this whole thing, which is my basket of leftovers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take pieces of fabric and just place them. So I don't want to use the hot glue gun for sure. I don't want to use too much of glue neither because it's gonna be hard to go with the needle. So what I thought I could do is I could place a first row of fabric, maybe a second, and place those little fabric snippet, and then I'm gonna use French knots or slow stitching to kind of put them all together. Because it's just a 12-inch long, I mean, it's feasible. Now, if you have a sewing machine, in a coming video in the next weeks, I'm gonna do one with a special foot that I bought on Amazon that you can that fits with any machine, that allows you to kind of twist when you're sewing. So instead of going straight lines, which is okay but not totally to my taste, you can kind of do swirls while you're sewing. So this is coming, but first I wanted to do this project available to do for everyone with or without a sewing machine. So we're gonna do end stitching to kind of tackle this all together. You could use the fabric tack and glue it all together, but the whole point here in this series is to do the embroidery. So we want to do French knots, we want to do roses, and we want to go like that. All right, enough talking. I'll just go with adding my fabric, and let's see where it brings me. So when I'm cutting, I'm trying to pull at the same time that I'm cutting, and this gives me an edge that is a little bit more fluffy, less straight. So let's say this, I would, I put pressure and see, instead of having like really straight lines, it is already correct, not too straight, and I can tear if I want, and then I can place it like that. Maybe I can keep this one for later on. We can work like that. The same fabric can be at 1, 2, or 3 different spots there. This is great because this flower will give me a little bump here, round. So I like that, but maybe I want some white beside, and just one should be enough. I'm trying to pull a little bit so it's not perfectly. I don't like the edges like that, so I'm gonna cut it, and I'll go like that so it's bigger. I don't know what I'm doing. if you're trying that process and you worry, don't worry. You're not alone. We don't know what we are doing. We just know when to stop because it looks great. That's all for me. So this one would be like a perfect base, but it's not my favorite lace, so I'll put it behind another one. Oh, I love those. I love those. So maybe I can use like that, and it could be here, and I can use some embroidery stitching to kind of tackle it there, or here maybe. Maybe it's too much beige on beige. I need some white. Okay, I need some white. And we have a butterfly here, you see? So I'm gonna use the butterfly too. Okay, the butterfly. Okay, I need some white. Some white. Maybe this is too much white. Oh, I love that. So this is where I can start playing a little bit. We need more white. Maybe not that one right now. What about this? Butterfly, here goes. I'm always struggling to figure out which side is the good one. How it looks right now. Maybe I can go like that. Okay, I'm forgetting my I need to place my little labels too. Oh boy. Okay, I need a little bit more space here. So I'm going to move everything aside. It's not that complicated. It's just me being fussy. I am fussy. I am really fussy. I have this already cut, so I'm gonna place it like that. This looks great. Okay, this is a Crafty Me shop lace. Maybe I can finish with that. It's a bit too long. Like this. And like this. Okay. Here we go. What about this? Okay, here maybe I need to add something. This could be my end, and I need something there. Something really soft, just to kind of complete the whole thing. This would be great. What about that? So, oh, maybe here too. A bit here. I can use the same. I love it. I just love it. I'm gonna try to tear it, so to cut it so it's not that straight. And do I prefer this way or this way? No. Okay. A bit like that. It is just to for the look, so this is not falling okay. I like that. I really like that. So now I'm gonna do some slow stitching and French knots, and I'm gonna sew this all together. In order to prevent them from moving, I think I'm gonna use some needles though. We are doing a sewing project actually, eh? I've never done that, but I have needles and I have everything, so I should be all right. But I've never been a real sewer. Only under the instructions of my mom or my sister. I did one year, we had a medieval wedding to go, and we bought some patterns, and my sister told me everything, how to do, how to cut and everything. I was just following her instructions, and I've been sewing a lot for my mom, who had a business doing cotton diapers, and I've been sewing cotton diapers in a production mode, so with the overlock and everything, but it was just following the project, right? The pattern, executing the sewing. So now I'm by my own. But that's why I'm not afraid of the sewing machine, even though I've never really been sewing clothes or anything. Okay, so I'll just make sure that if I'm moving around with this, that everything seems to hold together. Oops, see? Not this one. I'll add one more pin. Okay, I guess I need to remove that one, put it there. And now the tricky thing will be not to pin myself, because this I know I can do. All right, okay, let me remove some stuff so you can see well. And at this point, I'm gonna zoom in and I'm gonna work right here, and I'm gonna do the slow stitching. You're gonna listen to some music and you're gonna see what I'm doing, so that should work fine for you. And at the end, we're gonna add little roses here and there. So